What's up? 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 How y'all doing today? Happy Wednesday. Hump back, hump back. It's Wednesday, y'all. And of course, it's Podcast Wednesday. One of my favorite days of the week. Wednesday and Friday. Two favorite days of the week. Who'd thunk? Wednesday because we halfway there. And Friday because we made it. So I do enjoy those 2 days, and I've always liked Wednesday and Friday, and that's one of the reasons why I chose to put the podcast on that day because I felt like it needs to match up with the personality of the person who's going to be on the show. So, um, yes, welcome. How y'all doing? Happy Wednesday. Welcome in. Let's get this thing started because I do want to get through a couple of things today. And and I know me, I do get caught up on certain topics that I enjoy talking about. So it'd be hard to kind of like jump back in sometime because I be enjoying it. So today I just want us to be able to get through the show and um, you know, have a little conversation about what we're gonna be talking about. But I gotta, y'all, ooh. So the show ready and everything, and then and I'll be knowing when the show is perfect to do because I always get a sign that day. And today's sign came from my friend girl. She posted a post. I'm gonna put up the post before I even do the quote because I think the post is quite relevant. Well, actually, since I'm gonna be talking about this on the show, I guess I'll wait until we kind of get into the show. I'm gonna go ahead and jump to the quote real quick because the quote is important. What's going on to my brother E? How you doing, E? What's happening? So, how you doing? How's the family? How's everybody? How's everybody? The quote of the day is: by developing and practicing good habits each day, you affirm that you do have control over the very core of your life in the midst of the chaos. The core of your life. Remember that now. This is your life, the core of your life. And having control and having refuge and all those good things in your situation is a beautiful thing. Once you know you, once you have done the work to make yourself understand what makes you tick and what makes you work harder or what makes you work smarter. Once you do all those things, you are in a perfect portion of your life. And sometimes it takes a little while to get there. But the whole point is that you're going to get there. You know what I'm saying? Um, Developing and practicing good habits each day is what affirms the direction that you're trying to go in. Remember that. And I don't stress it enough because I feel like we're supposed to know things, but then I remember that we are human. We're beings. So there are going to be lots of things that we just don't remember or that we just haven't given ourselves the opportunity to learn. Even if it is out there in the atmosphere, that don't mean that we've reached and grasped it because we don't know. Sometimes you don't know what you need to pull into your mechanism to make you click, make you tick. You don't know what you need sometimes. So I almost grab everything. I want to learn about everything. I don't want to be limited. But that's just me. Everybody don't work in that same dynamic, okay? So by developing and practicing good habits each day, you affirm that you have control over the very core of your life in the midst of the chaos. You do not lose it, even if you're like a lot of times, like you can be all together on the outside, but inside you be freaking out. You be freaking out. But once you gain that composure of that, it's a little bit more easier to groove with how things are going. Trust and believe. It don't start off easy. I'm glad y'all Gucci, my brother. I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy to hear that everybody's Gucci. I'm happy to hear everything is going well. Um, all the good stuff. All the good stuff. So I'm going to we're gonna jump into the show. And the show today is life decorum. Are you good at life? Are you good at living life? Are you giving it what you should be giving it? Or do you feel like everything you're doing is enough? Are you lifing right? So we're gonna talk about that. But I don't have I wasn't able to put the picture on here because it only really lets you upload video and audio and all that stuff. It don't do too well with photos because it blurs and stuff, I'm guessing, because um everybody don't have the same photo quality. So I'm gonna put the statement up, but I'm going to go to the actual picture. Okay, this is good. This is so good. Okay, can you imagine your husband being one of those men getting into it with internet people because of his insensitive comments about another woman and her appearance? And now they've pulled your picture and the pic of y'all kids, dragging them across the internet in retaliation. That's what they've done. They decided that based on all the meanness, all the erogenous comments, all the things that were going on, they decided that they were going to drag his wife and his family into the conversation. Now, all one thing about the internet, everything is fair. There's no limits. They don't have any cutoffs. Nobody has any everybody has ill intention outside of the people who don't. So you you do you think, can you imagine your husband being one of those men getting into it with internet people because of his insensitive comments about another woman and her appearance? And now they pulled your picture and pics of your kids, dragging them across the internet in retaliation. Can you imagine that? He says nah, but he's not, he the husband too. So we know Phil feel the same way. But look, there's no, do have we not learned yet that the internet does not have decorum? How you present yourself on the internet is exactly what you're going to get in return. The internet don't have decorum, but who's supposed to have it is you. That's why I don't live the internet life, and I sure as shit ain't gonna have a sensitive ass man. Ooh, listen, why are you on there arguing with them people, cousin? Tell me this. Why are you on there arguing with this? You are a grown man with a wife and daughters, children, and you are allowing yourself to get caught up in this type of stuff. And now they have said, oh, well, let us go do a little research. Let us go see what this man is hitting on. What this man is hitting on. And they go and pull up. I don't know if when she made this post, if it was in relation to an actual situation. I'm not very sure of that. But um I do know that the way it was written sounds like it may have been an actual situation. I used to be a troll a long time ago. I could believe that, E. I think you told me that before. This used to be a troll on the internet, and people will go back and dig all that up because nothing leaves. And I do believe in that whole thing without, not living the internet life. You can go online, do what you need to do professionally, and laugh online on Facebook or whatever you do. But once you become ingrained in it to where you literally be looking for things to go and say to people, you ready to find an argument, you ready to find this, you ready to find that. No, who are you doing that for? Dog, listen. Listen. Can you imagine? I wouldn't even want to be a man dealing with a woman and she doing all that. Can you imagine your partner being one of those men? Well, your husband being one of those men getting into it with internet people because of his insensitive comments about another woman and her appearance. And now they've put your picture and your kid's picture and they dragging them across the internet. Bro, bro, that's insane. That is insane. It's insane. Completely. You cannot do those type of things and expect these people not to respond. And I think it's insane that they're going to go to the level and to the limit that they're going to go to, because they are. They're going to go beyond. They should be. They're going to go above and beyond. And that's another thing that bothers me about internet situations, because they go above and beyond to attack and tear you down. People get something to this damn make believe world. They do. But it's a world that can tear your life apart just because of the shambles that you help it become. You make things bigger when you give it your attention. Buddy should have been prepared to know if he's doing what he's doing, if he's trolling these people, if he's saying this to these people, and he constantly messing with these people, he should have been prepared for the backlash. He should have been prepared for the backlash. He really should have, because there's no way that I'm going to be on there doing all this stuff knowing, I don't know how his wife and kids look, but knowing that we just normal people as well. So people have the opportunity to eat normal people alive on the internet too. They will drag you, and they don't want to find you. You don't want to find your family. That's so today we're talking about life decorum. And the reason why so many people have so many issues in life, because they don't have the decorum that it takes to do what they're supposed to do out here while they live in their life. Where your decorum at? Where is it? Examples of decorum: discipline, civility, politeness, language, fashion, taste, refinement, and formalities. The way you address people, the way you look at people, the way you handle people, the way you talk to people. All of those are examples of decorum. They're life facets. Telling you, man, we gotta be willing to be more understanding in this civilization. It's crazy out here. We literally just be like going and going, but we forget sometimes that it's people don't know what they doing out here, and we just expect everybody to be on the same level as us, and they're not. I'm sorry, they're just not gonna be. They're just not gonna be. Everybody don't have civility. Everybody don't have discipline. Everybody don't have formalities. Everybody don't know how to be refined. Everybody don't know how to cross their legs when they got on a little tiny skirt. Everybody don't know when to pull their pants up. They let them sag anyway. You have to have life values. It's scary out here knowing that so many people do not have them. So many people do not have them. They don't know the first thing about when to smile, when not to smile, when to speak, when not to speak, when to talk. It's decorum is some of the same things that etiquette requires, but it's not the same thing. It's a little bit more suggestive of you being how it's tactful, and you're supposed to know how to move when you're talking about decorum. You're supposed to know. Yes, either tiny skirts, because that's exactly what be happening. They don't even wear slips no more. I don't wear slips as much, but I don't wear dresses that require slips. You got when you wear certain dresses, you gotta have them slips on them. Do they even sell them anymore? It's so beyond scary, cousin. I'm telling you, beyond scary. So, decorum, baby. Let's get into it. First, we're gonna talk about the reason why manners are disappearing. It's straight. We're gonna get straight to the point on this. We're gonna go ahead and jump into it because what has to happen needs what we got to talk about what needs to be said. All right. The reason why manners are disappearing, there's a lack of character development. You're a lot of parents and a lot of people are not teaching their kids how to build their own character, how to learn who they are. There's a lack of emphasis on there's a lack of emphasis on comprehensive and interdisciplinary character development education already. So, however, some schools do offer leadership and character development as a integral part of their academics and campus life. A lot of other schools, like boarding schools, do it a whole lot differently. We know there's more honorary discipline in those type of areas. Okay. um we know that there's no way that you can walk up and slap the teacher in a boarding school. It's not possible. Because just as fast as you raise your hand and slap her, she done caught your hand already because she military too. So she's very aware and he's very aware of their surroundings and they know what's coming for them. Also, the fact of the matter is by the time you think that you're going to get away with it, you're already locked in a little hole. Everybody else want to talk to you. Jimmy having a bad day. That's why Jimmy decided to slap me. Well, I'm going to beat little Jimmy's ass. That's what I'm going to do. Definitely starts at home. And that home character development is a little bit less impactful. But like I said, we can talk about the start at home with that and the school and the community because it all goes hand in hand because we had it from every angle. We like a lot of us took for granted the benefits that we actually had growing up when we were growing up. We had a lot of people hands in, hands on, telling us things, sharing things with us, making sure that we were well equipped. Now we know how that go. People don't even want you talking to their kids, and that's just the truth. Um, Text and emails. People have learned how to communicate you with through text, so they don't talk. So that's why manners are another reason why manners are disappearing. They don't feel like they've got to use their voices no more. When you don't have to talk and you could just if you like I've seen the situation where I've seen this lady go up to her child. She says, "What you want? What you eat for dinner tonight?" He shrugged. Then she said, she gave him an idea. He shrugged again. And then she said one more idea, and then he was like, he nodded his head. And they had a whole conversation with no words being exchanged except for her. And she the mom. And she gotta figure out what you telling her, but you expressing it through your body language. This is insane. I what? It's insane. Social media has a very strong influence on why manners are bad. Everybody say that you can't be giving so much credit to social media. Why not? Social media deserves the credit. It definitely helped to entice. It definitely helped to entice people to not be able to do certain things, and they believe that everybody look a certain type of way because of filters. They feel like you getting the best of both worlds online. You can deal with these people. Definitely use your words. Online they this person, on the other side they this person. It's happening. It's definitely happening. Television and video, and then the ultimate thing be like the working parents. A lot of times you got to have both of the parents be working outside of the home, both of them. So when the child is home, sometimes they're not getting that full throttle um treatment that they should be getting because their mom is maybe overlapping. They may be overlapping. Most of them may not be going at the same time, but at some point, the child has to be on their own until the other parent returns. And when both parents are working, some of the connections have been lost through a lapse in family dinners. You're not sitting up having those conversations. You're not giving a child all the attention they deserve and desire at those moments, because those things are important. These are things that they actually need. There needs very few families. What I mean, but there needs to be a way for families to be able to communicate with one another, and settings for the youth to actually learn and practice good manners and etiquette, because baby, it's out the window. And I was thinking, like, yes, there is a whole huge disconnect, and the lack in decorum is there. But if they're not being able to be exposed to the decorum, they're not going to get the decorum anyway. So better yet, of the example with working parents, if everybody is gone, it's going to be hard for them to see the decorum on display. Is decorum is normally shown in people who do it because it's just a thing. It happens. It's built in them. They were already given those tools to be those people. So when they're presenting decorum, it's not something that has to be like, it doesn't feel like work for them. There's no display of trying to make it look a certain type of way. There's no, I need to show this or I need to show that. There's none of that, because it's genuine. I all right, I'm gonna stay on topic. I was about to jump, not even jump ship, but say something in regards to that, and because it just bothers me to know that it's so many people out here that be feeling like um the kid ain't responding to you because they just don't want to talk to you. Why? What's the reason? What will be the reason that a kid decide that they don't want um to talk to somebody who ain't did nothing to them? That makes absolutely no sense. If I'm an adult and I'm coming to speak to the kid, and just if I'm just speaking to the kid, why would there be some type of issue with me saying hello and them not responding? Like that to me, and then you got the parents making excuses for him. Oh, he just don't want to talk to you. He having a bad day. Well, he can use his words. Sitting up there being disrespectful and acting like you don't hear what I'm saying is not gonna fly with me. We gotta understand that decorum is real. You get out what you put in. Simple as that. 12 ways to demonstrate your good decorum in your daily life and model good manners as well. Um, Choose your words and topics wisely. Know what you're talking about. Don't come into these situations acting like you just this factual person and then somebody bust you. Because there's always somebody waiting to bust you. Now, remember that now. It's always somebody waiting to say, oop, you wrong. I found this. It's always somebody. Because it's going to be a hater silent. It's sent somewhere every time. I don't care what nobody say. It's always a hater present. It's always somebody present that don't belong. Every time. Every time. What's comment? We got a comment, Ariel. But you have to teach and allow kids to be social. Parents have to make time for their kids no matter what. There's no exception. There's no exception to the rule. There's no rhyme or reason why we're gonna sit up and say, oh, as a parent, I'm too busy to do this, I'm too busy to do that. It might be things that you breathing. You got this, you made spare time, 45 minutes of spare time where you gave yourself to be able to breathe over here and handle business. You can't set that to the side to do it for your kid, because these social skills are important. That's very, very true. A kid needs to be social. A kid needs to be social. They need to be taught those social skills. They don't just pick them up. So that whole time, the reason why she knew what her kid was saying when he was just responding with body language, just because that's exactly what he's been given. That's what he's been given to be able to communicate. Choosing your words and your topics wisely is a good way to demonstrate good decorum. Practice active listening. It is tempting to try to multitask, but when you're talking to somebody, to show that you're actually giving them the time and the listening attention, listen. Actually listen. Actually jump in and have your ears glued in. Listen. Put your phone down, put your ears together and let them listen. Focus. Watch your volume. Speak in a normal tone of voice, and speaking very loud can be viewed as overbearing, bossy, and impolite, but it don't mean you're right. It don't mean you're right. I don't care how loud you get. You can still be wrong. Very wrong, too. Avoid negative remarks. Make sure that in order for you to be heard, you're speaking your truth, but it doesn't have to be with any negativity. Think before you make a comment that could be interpreted as derogatory or insulting to someone. Always think about that. Always be present. No phones, cameras, just live. Correct. And that should be weekly, and sometimes daily, depending on what the kid needs. Because it's something you can't give a kid have opportunity to grow when they need your full attention. And I'm not saying that you cannot do other things or you're not allowed to do other things, because you do have to take care of them. You do have to go and make money. So cool. But if you know that your child needs that extra attention, or they need they have certain desires that your other children don't have because they are different. When you see that these are the things that they desire and discern, you need to be more present in the moment. You really have to be, because if this is not going to really help them in no time, like none of what you're giving them is going to help them if it's not actual things that they can benefit from. No, it's just not. It's just not. It takes a lot to be a parent. There's plenty of books telling you what you should and should not do, but there's no book on this. What's up, BZ? There's no book on this. It's a very, very strategic thing. You got a different skill with each child. Nobody gets the same treatment. Nobody gets the same attention, but everybody gets the same love. It's different. It's just like that. Think before you act. Think things through. Think things through. Nope. And a lot of times though, like if you are with a calm person and you're dealing with somebody who has true understanding for what y'all got going on, you don't even have to worry about the whole negative remark thing even being an issue. You don't have to worry about where you got to stand there and remind yourself to watch your volume, because this person don't give you a reason to engage in loud talking. So your decorum is already intact. A lot of how you present your decorum and what you do with your decorum has been the issue with people. And then now they're not even being taught it. Always show respect toward others. Respect is huge. I don't care. Respect is due to a damn dog. Don't go kick that damn dog just because he's laying there and because you can. That ain't what we doing. So, respect. And always showing your appreciation and your gratitude, being mindful of who's there for you, being affectionate toward those people, being appreciative. Being appreciative. And one thing I know that a lot of people have gotten out of the habit of doing is being super responsive. but we're responsive to who we want to be responsive to. So if you're only responsive to certain people, those are the people that you feel like you need to be responsive to. Don't expect anything from anybody else beyond those people, because that's who you give your time and attention to. Your decorum should not say, oh, but me and her friends, though, even though you don't reach out, she don't reach out, but you expect that to just mean that automatically that if something happened, they supposed to do this and drop everything and do that. No, that person that you give that time and attention to is going to be the person that falls in that line of corner of support. Okay? So be responsive to people. If you're looking for love and affection from your people, be responsive. Make sure to respond to all forms of communication in a timely fashion. That's pure decorum. Speak highly of others and show courtesy. I don't expect you to get out there and just lie, but when you speak, say something positive about that person. You know, if you're around somebody who you can't say anything positive about, then what? Why are you there? Why are you there? A lot of y'all just be sucking up energy, sucking up people's energy. Because why are you there? Why would I be spending all this time with you knowing that I have none of this for you? I can't even go have a positive conversation about you, but I'm in your face every day. It's something wrong. You're weird. You got a problem. That is a mental disorder. That's a mental disorder. And nobody gonna be able to tell me otherwise. Because if you don't set your behind up there, you energy vampires. I'm telling you, and there's a lot of people that's out here like that literally just soak in people's corners and they circles, just soaking up information, but not there really for valuable reasons. So therefore, you losing your good energy because somebody else draining it from you. It's insane. It's insane. But you got to be able to comprehend and know when things like this are happening to you. You got to be. You got to pay attention. Showing courtesy. You can use profane language if that's what y'all all do together. But if you around somebody that don't really curse and go through all that stuff, don't do it. Like respect like I said already, respect is due to a damn dog. If I know that I'm hanging out with my friend girl and my friend girl don't really drink, smoke, curse, and do all of those things, why would I try to do it when I'm around them? How am I gonna have a good time with them if I'm trying to do something that they don't even do? So either do it before you come or wait until you go home. That's just having decorum and respect for the person that you love and you care about. What's up, Miss L'Oreal? That's what that is. Y'all don't want to have respect and decorum for people. Y'all just want people to have to be like, oh, this, you just want to be like, that's just who I am. And then you got kids telling you and saying to you stuff like, y'all just don't be, y'all will let somebody make y'all feel like y'all can't do this and do that. Baby, you is 19 and 20 years old. You're not finna tell me how to act around somebody. I know how to act. I literally heard this lady this girl tell her mama, and I was blown. Once her mama said, I'm not going over my friend's house with that on. That's not how we dress. She got a husband and everything. And the little girl talking about, well, that if he looking in and she don't need to be with him anyway. What? No. You going to their house. You going to visit them. It's insane. And y'all ain't teaching these kids the same thing y'all were taught or greater. That's why they feel like they can say stuff like that. But you ain't gonna be, you're not finna teach me nothing. Not if it's ignorant. I'm sorry. I just don't even want to hear it. Because I'm not saying young kids can't teach us nothing, but what I'm saying is what I allow to be heard in my presence. And if it has no value, it will not be taught, it will not be heard, and it'll go in one ear and out the other, because I don't play that. I'm not a fit-in type of female. So I'm not going to allow what you say to have any type of control over my thoughts, because you just talking. You ain't even been in that space in your life to even be able to speak from it. But you have the most to say. Courtesy. Courtesy. Um, be helpful, be friendly, be cheerful, and always guard your back. Guard your back. Your back is important, just as important as the people's back that you're trying to look after in the front, their front, their side, everything. Guard your back though. Guard your back. That's important too. That's definitely important too. Because you just we be having so much going on, bro. Good evening. Wait, hold on. She said good evening. That's Jay. Okay, gotcha. What's up, Jay? Let me pull this up. Okay, I do believe kids should be able to voice their opinion, but they need to understand and know how to read the room. It could be totally inappropriate. And that's all I'm saying. And that's with anybody. That's kids, grown-ups, anybody. Don't just come in dropping bombs when you don't know when you should be using them. But yes, read the room. And that's what you're teaching them. You're teaching them when in decorum, you're teaching them when they should and should not do certain things. If you see meet your mom in the middle of a meeting and you want to come and share things and drop your opinion and drop your knowledge, make sure it's at the appropriate time. Everything isn't that important that you got to rush in and tell somebody. Boom, 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 boom. You want to rush in and tell me just because you think it's of importance. You know what you can and cannot do at this very present moment. You know it. Just like children will see how far they go, how far they can go, people will too. So always be prepared for that. And it's not saying that because I said already, everybody not going to have the forms of decorum in them. They're not going to be logically situated to be like, oh, mentally I can see that I said this wrong or I said this wrong. A lot of people just feel like they're supposed to say what they want to say. Hey, Mama Michelle, Kaja here and tuned in. Love you. Thank you, Kaja, for tuning in, dear. Happy Wednesday. Everybody, so boom, boom, boom. You sound like Michelle. Well, for real. Like, so I like Ariel's comment when she said read the room, because kids need to learn how to read the room too. It's all they know. You need to know when it's a good time to go out there and ask your teacher questions. If she already said that it's test taking time, nobody taught, nobody do this, nobody do that, but you decide, oh, I gotta go ask her this anyway. Wait till she says question time. People have their times for everything. That's reading the room. That's having understanding. That's being respectful. Nobody wants to give that respect anymore. It's a common courtesy. It's a common thing to do. We all must have it. It's very hard to know when to say something. It's very hard to know when to say something and when not to. Tell me why it's very hard. That I would think that only a person who was told that they can't say anything would think that that would be very, very hard, especially if you think it needs to be said. It's not, but what I'm saying is not saying don't say it. It's a way to say it. It's a time to say it, and it's a display to give it. You don't have to ever shun your opinions. You don't ever have to um not give your thoughts and your sounds. You don't ever have to hold back. But what you do have to do is be respectful in your delivery. Like, you cannot be that person that just feel like, oh, I'm about to bust out and say this right now, because a lot of times this is what people do. This is what a lot of people do. Somebody's sharing their opinion, right? And in the middle of them sharing their opinion, just because this is the floor, they got the floor right now and they wanted to display and put out everything they want to talk about. But just because now you feeling like, okay, this is the time I want to be heard, but this is their moment, I'm gonna say what I want to say too. No, I pulled you over here to say these things to you. Let me express myself. Let me finish validating my points. And then if we want to come back and revisit this conversation later, we can. But just because I got the floor is not the time for you to try to tell me things that you've never said, and you have the opportunity to express yourself all the time, just like I do. And that's what a lot of people do. They don't do it when they're in the mood to express themselves about their opinions. Speak your mind, baby. Tell people what you feel. But don't, it's very, very disrespectful and tacky to try to address it when I'm addressing mine. Because now I feel like I'm not heard no more. I've left, I'm no longer important. My conversation that I brought to the table is undervalued now because you shut it down when you started talking about how you felt, how you feel, how you feel. When you had every opportunity to been tell me that, but you want to tell me now in the midst of my opportunity. That's one time that your feelings and your consult and your opinion needs to be on hold. Any other time, express yourself. Don't ever let nobody tell you that expressing yourself is wrong, but you just got to remember when to do it. A lot of times we speak out of time. We don't say things when we should be saying it, or we oversay. But you definitely have every right to speak your mind. Don't ever hold back. Don't ever hold back. Um, Staying calm. Let me go back up real quick to my other topic. Yeah, my topic from the beginning. Oh, since I got more people on here, now I got to go back and revisit this topic because we got some women on here. Can you imagine your husband being one of those men getting into it with internet people because of his insensitive comments about another woman and her appearance? And now they pull your picture and your kids' pictures and they dragging them across the internet in retaliation. Can you imagine that? What would you do? What would you do? What would you do if your husband was one of those people that got into it with women over the internet and the women came in and started pulling and dragging you into it? Absolutely not. Of course, you can't imagine it. None of us can imagine it. That's crazy. It's insane. But what would you do? One of the responses that I saw earlier was like, "I'll be ready, almost ready for divorce." Because why would you do that? Is what they said. Oh my God. I would disconnect from all socials. That would be my time that I would definitely disconnect from all socials. I would disconnect from all socials. Golly. They already done found you though. They got your picture. They got the kids' pictures. And now they posting y'all and dragging y'all through the mud. Because of your husband tearing down other women online. Oh goodness gracious, bro. What would y'all do? Therapy and guns. Ooh, because you're gonna need a lot of them because people might come for y'all. And this is exact L'Oreal. This is exactly what she said. Why, as a man, what another woman does affect him so much? Divorce. You have allowed other people to be your gatekeeper. That's all I see when I see a man dragging his nuts across a woman online. Because why are you doing that? Why are you exposing yourself like that? Why are you exposing yourself like that? And then, ooh, baby, okay. And don't let the wife be a white woman. Let me tell you. And you on here talking about black women this, black women that, and all that. Oh, they finna drag. They finna drag. Baby, y'all gonna have to get a restraining order against some people. I really mean to arm my home and pray. Therapy and arming is the same thing. However you want to use it, Ariel. Whatever you need to do to get through it. Like, why does he even care? I'm so serious about that, bro. I was sitting there thinking about it. I was like, he got enough time to be online arguing with this woman? Many women, though, that you to the point where now they're dragging us into it. So you go hard. You go so hard online until like you go viral. He would need to be checked, and all social media outlets will have to be banned. He from that moment that he decided that to bring when we were brought into it. I don't know, because I'm probably gonna be the one that need the therapy to figure out what to do to move forward. She said sassy. It's definitely sassy, L'Oreal. Plus, he got too much time on his hands because I'm busy right now. Exactly. How am I arguing with y'all? What am I doing? What are you doing, sir? What are you doing that you have the opportunity to be arguing online with these women? Why is he doing whole shit? It's upsetting. It's upsetting my friends that this is a question. It's upsetting. Go change a tire or some shit. Men need to stop, baby. Listen, they're doing it. And that's what bothered me about that conversation. I was like, damn, this falls right into decorum because internet decorum is the same thing. You got to have internet decorum as well. You can't just jump online and start arguing with people, bro. They'll go pull up your life. You must don't know this is the internet, not internet. This is the internet. They get up in your business. They don't play. They don't play. And now you doing all this. Now I got to question your femininity because what are you doing? Okay, because you might have a little bit too much. I expected it to be 80-20. Every man got a little femininity in them because they got mamas in their lives. But I don't expect femininity to overrule. I'm blown. Go change the time. Yes, that's what he should be doing. He should not be worried about any of that. You have just embarrassed your family. Everybody embarrassed. Everybody upset. Everybody looking at you crazy. Because these kids got to go to school. Because that's how it do now. It gets bad now. Internet bullying is at an all-time high. And I don't even call it bullying no more because that seemed like to be the norm. But you over there trolling. You on there trolling so bad that you done got these people coming to fuck with your family, bro. They down hard, going hard on how your wife hair look. They running their mouth about how one of your daughter's teeth too long and whatever. It's just anything that they going hard at, and they going hard. And it's your fault. Because you can't stop the bullying. You can't stop what these people gonna say. It's your fault. This is what we done got to. We done got to the whole fact that you decided that your social media presence is way more important and more valuable than your family, the values you're supposed to be doing for us. And then you probably on the line, you probably on the saying crazy, be way beyond crazy stuff to the point where it got us looking real crazy. So that when they do come find our picture, we looking crazy on the picture. And they got something that you done said to match up with how crazy we look. Cause we at the beach or something. You embarrassing your people, bro. And I feel the same way about a woman arguing online with men. What you doing it for? You like them? That's who you want to deal with and talk to every day. I'm not on that. I'm not on silly shit though. So if you got that type of stuff going on in your life and you got that type of decorum to be like, oh, I don't have enough decorum in my relationship to not care about what I present online. You don't think that's important? No, it's super duper important. It's super duper important. You can't be out here embarrassing your people like that. Okay, so I had to go back and revisit that conversation because, yeah, it needed to be said. I needed to know how people feel about the whole idea of a person arguing online, forgetting that this stuff can be brought to real life, because they're doing it. When the Nicki Minaj song had them people going that saying that they was going to Meg Mama grave, and they had to step up security. Do you know that's stupid? You know how stupid that is? That y'all want to go, y'all don't even know Nicki Minaj, but y'all ready to go put y'all criminal life on the line because you a Nicki Minaj fan, and you ready to go and mess up Meg Mama grave because of they beef. I swear the ignorance is strong these days. So we got to be very mindful of what we put out there. We got to be very guarded with how we protect ourselves and our family. And we also have to be very, very protective of our energy and who we let in and who we let around us. You got to be, baby, because, whew, Jesus, man, I just need to have a little bit more control over me. Like, that's the only person that I can control. So I'm gathering more control over me and my facial expressions and how I respond with my looks, because I know for a fact that I say a lot of times, bitch, fuck you, in my face, and I ain't use my words at all. But I've said it. My face has garnered it, and it has it down packed. It has that look down packed. So I'm working on that. That's something I'm working on. But your decorum is going to always be what's remembered. How you listen to people, how you focus, how you stay on topic, how you stay open-minded, how you use your civility, how you use your formalities. It's so many different things that allow you to remember that you're just as human as the person that you're having a conversation with. You don't try to come into no conversation with nobody who you know work at who you don't keep the conversation appropriate, educational based. I'll say that. Don't always try to overhype who you are in a conversation just so you can belittle who they are. Confidence is cool, but we don't need to try to shut another person down with how we speak, and how be that person they know who you are around them. That's why, like I like to get out of work and go and be around my people. I love it. You know what I'm saying? I like to be able to have that freedom to where I don't have to feel like I got to be locked into Shelby all the time. I can go over here and I can be relaxed and be Danielle. It's important. But out there in that place where you have to stand on who you are, your decorum will always be remembered. Your tact will always be remembered. How you speak to people, how you treat them will always be remembered. Way more than anything else they remember about you. How you treated them will always stand. Get your decorum together. Are you doing life right? Because if you're not in control of your discipline, your civility, your politeness, your etiquette, your language, your fashion, your taste, your refinement, you're probably doing it all wrong. If somebody else got to tell you what to eat every night, you're probably doing it all wrong. If somebody else got to tell you how to move every single day, you're probably doing it all wrong. So this conversation is definitely for you, but it's also for anybody that needs to understand that I'm going to remember you by your actions than I will by your name. I'm telling you, decorum is everything, baby. All right. I appreciate y'all for always tuning in and giving me y'all love and support. Thank y'all. Y'all are Gucci in my eyes, baby. I will see y'all next Wednesday. Y'all have a great rest of the week. And as Miss Tabitha Brown would say, have a great day or a good day. But if you ain't having a good day, make sure you don't go over there fucking up nobody else's day. I had to add to fuck it up, so you know it ain't Tabitha. But y'all have a good one. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great rest of the week, and y'all give yourself some love too. Show some support to yourself as well. Okay? Be good. Peace.